Whenever you're ready, guys.
Okay, we are TrackHound.
I'm Nabiha, I'm the CEO.
I'm Ryan, Marketing and Creative Manager.
I'm John, I'm on social media.
I'm Conrad and I'm the accountant.
About the company. TrackHound is basically a company that saw a problem in dogs getting lost. So basically, we have an application that's very simple to use on an iPhone, smartphone, whatever you use. If your dog runs off your property, you'll get a notification on a text buzzing that your dog has left your premises. If your dog has continued to run away and you can't find him, you'll be able to track him via GPS navigation. Kind of like Google Maps, find him on iPhone, you'll be able to find your dog wherever he is. There'll be a GPS hooked to his collar, straight to your phone.
Alright, the problem. Every year, over 10 million dogs are lost each year. That means 10 million families have to go through pain and worry of finding their dog. Families nowadays don't see their dog as a pet, but rather as a member of the family. Literally buying it birthday presents, Christmas presents, and even clothes. And these same dog owners are the same people that have a fear of their dog running away, and we want to eliminate that fear. Our mentor, John Pizzafero, has a friend named Richard who recently lost his dog in an unfortunate car accident. His mom was dog sitting for him, and when she went upstairs, the dog got out and it ran into the street and it got hit. We see this situation as a situation that could have been easily prevented, and this motivates us to want to reduce the number of lost dogs by first reducing the fear dog owners have daily.
Okay, our customer segment. There are 54.4 million household dogs in the U.S. today. Nationally speaking, 1 out of 3 dogs get lost and are never found again. With that being said, every 2 seconds, a dog goes missing.
TrackHound is a collar attachment that will be light and fit all dogs. The attachment will be durable and water resistant. The GPS will be sealed inside with a long-lasting battery inside the attachment. The application will be tech-friendly, that all users will be easy access for all users.
Competition. Our main competitor is Whistle. It is a dog tracking app. It is also a collar, and they monitor the activity health as well as the dog location. So it'll tell you your dog's footsteps, what your dog ate, and how much your dog has run and all. It does not let you add more than 1 dog, which we see as a problem because the average number of dogs in each household is 1.6, and it does not fit on dogs smaller than 15 pounds, and that's also a negative considering puppies that get lost are more likely to get into an accident since they're new to their surroundings. And another competitor is Pod. It is a GPS tracker, but it is Wi-Fi only, so it would not work if your dog left the house because you would disconnect from your Wi-Fi. And it is also pretty pricey for Wi-Fi only. It starts at $199, and so we would want to go less than that considering we're going to go 3G and not Wi-Fi.
A unique value proposition, basically what makes us better than Whistle and Pod. We have a smaller size for the collar, so it fits smaller dogs. Personally, I have 2 smaller dogs, and they wouldn't be able to use Whistle or Pod's attachments, so we want to use dogs less than 15 pounds and over 15 pounds. Also, we want to track more than 1 dog in the household, like Nabiha said. I also have 2 dogs, so I would not want 1 dog to have it and 1 dog not to have it. Marketing, we're going to go marketing for dog lovers, so we're really pushing for give dog bones, dog treats with everything. Everything's going to be dog friendly, dog lovers.
And the market size. The pet industry has the fastest growth rate of any industry today. Our total addressable market is 3,808,000,000 dogs in the U.S. right now. Our serviceable addressable market, we believe, is $652,800,000. We got this number because we believe that we can take 20% of this market, which would be $10,800,000. Multiply that by the cost of our traditional product, which would be $60, and that will accumulate to the $652,800,000. And that's also without the monthly subscriptional fees that we're going to have. In the financial model, our revenue streams will be through the traditional product, which will be $59.99, and the monthly subscriptional fee, which is $7.99. Our cost of goods sold will include the GPS chip, the battery, and the holder itself. The holder will contain the GPS chip and the battery inside of it. The SG&A costs would be our advertisements, which we would go through Twitter, Facebook, Instagram to simply get our product out there. And also for a patent that we would use for the attachment for our product. The minimum viable product. We're going to be using a landing page, also known as a website, along with an explainer video that we're going to put on the website so customers can go to our website and see what the product does and how it will be used. Also, we are implementing a concierge strategy where one of our team members will take my dog and they will send me a text alert, notify me that my dog has left my house boundary, and it will give me a good amount of time to go and track them wherever they go.
With our explainer video, we'll be trying to measure how effective our video will be, and how effective our app will be actually. And so with the video, we're just trying to measure how fast Connor will be able to find his dog. We'll be he's in the car, we'll be in the forest, so we'll be trying to time how long it will take for him to find the dog. And then we'll post a video on the website. Instead of using the views to see how successful our video was, we're gonna have an email sign up below the video, see how people would be able to would want to buy a product.
By late February, we want to start the video, start shooting it, getting it done pretty quickly. By beginning of March, we want to create the website, get everything going on there as far as information about us, all that. By mid-March, we want to post the video, put it on the website, post it on our social media. To execute this MVP, we're going to need for the video to be pretty good. We need ads to promote the video, social media, other websites, and then we're going to need a 3D prototype to actually show the people how our product looks, how it can show that it can fit a smaller dog and fit bigger dogs.
And our funding request comes out to be $341.72, and we broke it down for you guys to see exactly where your money will go. It starts out with our domain name for $53.72, and that would be through GoDaddy.com, and it would be for 6 months. And our website would also be for 6 months, and that's $88, and it would be a website that we're hosting. The video would come out to be $60, and it is shot and edited by Kevin Hernandez. We have Twitter and Facebook ads for $100, and we got to choose that number because with Facebook ads, it's pay as you go, so just the money that you want to spend for ads is the amount of ads you will receive. A 3D prototype is something that we actually will be doing here. We have a teacher named Mr. Orris who does that, and we already talked over it with him, and we did a blueprint, figuring out the exact size we want, and he will basically print it out, and it would be plastic, and we wanted to see it so we can attach it to different size dogs to see if it fits smaller dogs and if it's comfortable for them, because we're really pushing for the one size fits all model. And all the stats we got were from these sources, and I think the most important stat I heard was given by Conrad, every 2 seconds a dog goes missing. So I think this presentation was about 10 minutes long. So in that duration of 10 minutes, 300 dogs went missing. So help us reduce that number.
That's it.
Question,
Yeah.
where did you come up with your pricing structure and your costs? I noticed that there wasn't any costs really reflected on there, so I'm wondering how you came up with your sale price.
We actually looked at competitors and saw what prices they had. I know we didn't specifically put prices for the cost of goods. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep.
Yeah, that's because we didn't have an exact amount, so I didn't want to just put an estimate. I know we have someone looking into 3G chips for us, and he said that each chip comes out to be $8. And we didn't have the exact price for the holder just because we haven't started building it yet, so I couldn't come up with the exact amount. And the battery, we have multiple different batteries, but we just need to pick which one's the most effective and which one's most long-lasting. And that's about it. Once I get the final amounts, I can let you know.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be your challenge in your pricing. You need to know your costs and
Yeah.
stuff from there.
And also, we went over it with one of our mentors' accountants, and when we were deciding the pricing, we obviously said we wanted to go lower, and we realized that it probably wouldn't cost that much to make the collar attachment, but he told us that we shouldn't be going like less. If our competitors are already starting out high, then we should just match that instead of going low. So we took that advice and we just did that.
You know, in line with Tim's question, what was the specific cost for the actual class that you had the coloring? What was that amount?
The 3D prototype one,
Yeah,
that was $40.
$4.
Yeah, and it's the actual holder, but it just won't have the chip and the GPS in it as of now, and then it actually attaches to other collars because we asked him to make like a clasp or something that would just clip on.
Okay.
Another quick question. So how does companies like the Invisible Fence come into play as far as your competition? Because that assumes that the dog wins and leaves the yard.
I think you can say that, like, I don't think they can promise that the dog will ever leave the fence, because I think dogs can get out through any other ways.
Right.
So-
I have my neighbor actually uses that, and his dog sometimes he's a big hunting dog, so he won't even feel it, he'll just run off the block. So with our product, that invisible fence could work, and he'll get the notification, but then he can find the dog later on. Because sometimes that invisible fence doesn't work. So you want to know where the dog is exactly.
And our part is painless also.
Right.
Playing that emotional part. Nice, nice. I have a question for you. Tim and Jim have talked about some of your cost of good elements, and I appreciate that you're experimenting with that. Is there something else, though, that is needed? Because you've got, assuming that the collar will hold, and what connects it? How does that device then speak to this device? Are you guys responsible for that, or is there another third-party product that you're?
I think we're gonna have to use another third party because it is a 3G chip, so we'd have to use their satellites. So I think we might have to pair up with like Verizon or something. I'm not like completely sure about that as of now, but
Okay.
there should be another third party because it wouldn't work then.
Right. And it is 3G, and 3G isn't free. So that subscription every month, that $7.99, would go straight into what it would be.
Okay, but I guess my question is there some software or something that needs to be written or developed?
Yeah.
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 Okay, so that would very much figure into your price.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Whether it's a mobile app or something like that, and those are in the neighborhood of at least 5 figures
Yeah.
in terms of development. But I applaud you for setting up the problem and doing it in a way that really personalizes it, and closing with that. I think you left me definitely keeping in mind that 300 dogs are out on the loose somewhere, and that's something, a situation I can wrap my mind around. So nice job of setting up the problem and driving it home of why it does make a difference. I think something to consider is that in an MVP, the main focus is to learn about your concept. So some of the elements that you've got into place, for example, your video, using that as an explainer, I think that's a great idea. Take a look at how-tos, some things that are a little
Yeah.
less expensive to do to create your video. Some of your MVP costs, you estimated a 6-month cost. Your MVP will be finished in 3 months. So just explore, see if there's a way to right-size that, because by June, you won't be in the MVP stage anymore.
Right.
You'll probably have finished the stage by early May, mid-May. So I know those are not the big costs, but something to look at and think about in this stage testing, conceptually, what are those features that are important? Because to build an app, you're talking at minimum probably a $60,000 effort. So if you're going to do that, you better have a really confident understanding that what you're being asked to be built, all those features and benefits are those that your customers actually would want. So you'd hate to spend all that time and energy and money, and then the customer says, nice, but I don't need it.
Right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank
Thank
you.
Adding into what Margarita was just speaking about, I too want to congratulate you on a great presentation. I felt that you absolutely drove home the problem, and you gave us a solution. One of the ideas that you had regarding your MVP was a concierge type of a service, and you were talking about actually utilizing your particular dog. I would suggest possibly using someone else's dog outside of your group, because let them feel the pain
Yeah.
a little bit. It could be a family member or a friend or something,
Yeah.
and how you actually set that up could be up to you, but I think that would be pretty powerful. In doing so, the testing portion of this is going to be really super important. You've come up with a bunch of different assumptions. We're assuming that we've got X number of people in the market size. We're assuming that we've got this particular cost and this amount of revenue that'll come in. It has to be really super definable on how it is that you're going to test your success. So that time frame that you're going to use is going to be really super important. And I know you broke that down a little bit, but can you explain what it is that you're going to do on your testing that's going to determine whether or not this will actually be a successful product or not?
Basically, it's all about time. So if we could, like, I guess we shouldn't take Conrad's dog. I guess we can take Mr. McGann's dog. And we take Mr.
Both
McGann's
of them.
dog.
Just make sure he signs off on a little bit
Yeah.
of a liability.
Yeah.
We just want to see if the time is less than if he was just out searching, walking around, like, just screaming his name.
Yeah.
But basically, that's how we'll know, is if the time is less than how you would regularly go about.
Finding your dog.
Can I add in there, Jim?
So if it takes a less amount of time
I think I can help
through
clarify.
tracking it with like a tracking app than it would you just walking around like through the neighborhood, then that's how we'll know.
I think what he's asking, if correct me if I'm wrong, Jim, is how will you know if your MVP is successful? What you're explaining will certainly demonstrate that if I can find my dog in 20 minutes with your app, you know, it's faster than the 72 hours it took me. Okay, I think that'll be easy. Okay.
Yeah. Wait, no.
What is like? How many hits to your webpage?
We have that. We decided that if we have over 50 email signups, then we would be successful with our MVP.
Within the next month. So within a month of it getting dropped, if it had 50 or more email signups that they're interested and they want more information about it as the product further develops, then we would consider that successful. Anything from 20 to 50 we consider mildly successful, and then anything above 50 would be great.
How many people would you like to view your webpage? Ballpark?
Thousands.
All right. Well, I mean, it's kind of important because if you have 10,000 hits and you have your 50
Yeah.
markers, I wouldn't say that
No.
that
yeah,
percentage
no.
is successful.
Take that back.
But I understand what you're saying. I'm putting you on the
Yeah.
spot. But I think that was what Mr. McKenzie is kind of getting at is,
I think it certainly has emotional feel, but the challenge, I think, is going to be your cost structure. Writing that software is not a simple task.
Yeah.
And putting those costs together, it sounds easy on the batteries and all that, that's got to function.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's really gonna be a challenge.
So I guess if there's a key thought to keep in mind at MVP, before you build it, gather the evidence to determine that people will want it. So that explainer video is going to be quite important because will you have enough interest so that once you go down the filters of product fit with the customer, product price with the customer, service, I mean, you're gonna lose people at each stage.
Right.
Once you get to that final pot of folks left that say, that are raising their hand saying, yes, I'll pre-order this, is that gonna be enough? Is that going to be sufficient to cover your costs and everything else?
And that's why we really want to add the emotional appeal to it, so it gets everyone, like you guys said, you felt like an emotional connection to it. That's what we want. Like after watching our video,
I'm with you
know,
on that,
right.
but once you put price tags,
Yeah.
then there's something else that enters.
Right. No, I hear you. But we figured if people are buying Whistle's product and we're just a little bit cheaper, or maybe just the same, then we feel like we can get more tests to our customer than they can.
Yeah, I think that, you know, it's not even necessarily the cheaper, but you can sell value.
Yeah.
You know, the shock collar that's hitting your dog when it goes out of the fence is not a fun thing, you know, if you love dogs. So I think you can sell the value, you just gotta find out what that price point is there.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
All right.
Thank you.
good job, guys.